So a lot of people who play pickleball probably know about this brand, 11Six24. I'm a little late to the party, but they did send this to me to talk about power and value for pickleball pals. So today we got the Jellybean, we got the power. So overall, I will say the Jellybean and power. Jellybean's control, power is power. And I like that 11Six24 lowered down the price for the Jellybean to make it an affordable control pal, because while everyone's chasing after power and that's what the pricing is going towards, having a nice affordable control pal is really nice for players who try to know the basics. And especially where all the pickleball players say, having control in your game is more important than having power, especially in the early stages.
As for the 11Six24 power models, it's a Selkirk era, except the 11Six24 power came out before the Selkirk era. 11Six24, you got balls to call that out, and I support that theory. Like, I think it's funny, but I support that 100%. 11Six24 built the better paddle. These were listed as their favorite Gen 3 paddle of all they tested this week. For the Jellybean, serving was 4 out of 5. Even though it doesn't have much power, it has a lot of control. Serve just felt pretty natural with these paddles. For drives, 4 out of 5. Again, the control aspect allowed me to control, allowed me to direct where they are, and it still had enough power to make me get to where I want. The control and spin was a 4.5. I felt that any hit coming to me, I can reflect it, I can absorb hits, and I can make a spin on them. I can put a drip on it, put it back into the kitchen. It was one of the only paddles from this week where we felt that we could definitely control a lot of hits. Hand-Battle, 4 out of 5. I felt that even at the kitchen, because of defensive paddle, I can control the game, but also there's enough pop that I can put a little pressure that you can start scoring on. Smashing is a 3.5 because it's a control paddle. It felt good smashing, but it's not the best paddle. The Jellybean alone was 4 out of 5. Even though the tech's a little bit older, even though it's not a power paddle, it's still one of the best control paddles any of our people at the club ever used. 11Six24, their team, I've talked to them, they strive for perfection. They strive for quality. And because of that, like, I don't see 11Six24 having that much issues with the paddles over 3 to 6 months. And I've seen them usually last more than a year. As for the 11Six24 power, serving, I'm going to put a 4 out of 5. I felt that there was more power. I felt like there's control, but I felt a little bit less control because of the power. So it's still solid, 4 out of 5. Drives with a 4.5. The power does help push people back. It felt control, but because there's more power, it felt more comfortable. I had even one of the players, after testing, went up to me and just said, I want this power just drives alone. They want the power just because they like to feel the drives. For control, spin, 4. It's not as controlly as the Jellybean, but the power helps push. The spin's there, and you don't feel like the ball is flying off too hard. It has a good dwell in it. It just felt good. So control enhancement, especially with the flowing core design, and hand battles, 4 is, even though it's a little bit popular, defense is a little bit harder, but offense is a little bit more stronger. It's a good balance overall. And smashing, 4.5. It's not the hardest hitters, but it's a pretty damn good hitter that I think a lot of people have trouble when you start smashing at them. For a flowing core, it's much cheaper than a Selkirk era. It's much cheaper than some of the Gen 3 paddles even to this day. And even foam paddles is much cheaper, but people like the feeling of Gen 3. So that's why I'm not going on Gen 3 paddles, because I know core crush is a thing, but the feel, people like that feeling. And for the performance though, you can't take that away. The 11Six24 power is a 4 out of 5.
Depends on your playstyle. 11Six24 build paddles the way you want, which is amazing. And I think anyone can find a paddle they like. But it's a Gen 3, and they said they have a paddle coming up soon that's going to blow everyone out of their water. So I'm excited to see what's coming next year, because that one apparently is going to make this look like a control paddle from how powerful the next one is. Overall, I will say most people who attended the testing felt that 11Six24 is a great paddle to have. It felt good, and people liked it. It's a pretty darn good paddle. It's probably top 5 paddles I've ever used.